Serum Snare the Flesh Gorger. I think we're just going to go for it. So power, yep. And then we do get to proliferate this way. Yep. 3 or less, so we do get to proliferate. Boom. So let's go ahead and do that. And of course, with double the Insidious Roots, look at this board, and they just know. That's ladies and gentle mages, civilians across the multiverse. Welcome back to another episode with Man, and today we've got a juicer for you. Before we dig into the deck, make sure to leave a like on the video. The button looks just like this, and it does help out the channel tremendously. I greatly appreciate it. Let's go and dive right in. So let's get right into it. This is going for the Alchemy Roots. We have Insidious Roots. Now, everyone's been playing this deck. You've already seen probably other content creators make Insidious Roots. So I thought, let's do something a little bit different. Let's go to Alchemy. Why are we going to Alchemy? There's a few different cards I like here. We have the Assemble the Team. So the Assemble the Team, if you notice, this deck kind of needs the Insidious Roots to really like win. You kind of can't win without it. So Assemble the Team is the perfect card. In Alchemy, search the top third of your library, round it up for a card, put that card into your hand. It's that simple. If you got the Insidious Roots and you have the Tyvar, you basically, that's the kind of two combo pieces you really need. With the Insidious Roots, obviously you create a bunch of tokens. Tyvar lets them all have de facto haste as long as they're activated abilities. And then the fun just begins. And then we have the Diminished Returner. This card, of course, is an Alchemy card. We need cheap things in the graveyard. They can come back. So as long as you have like 2 or under, there is that Surveil Fairy. I don't really like it because it costs 3. Just in my opinion, I think it's a little bit underwhelming. This costs 2. The Rubblebelt Maverick costs 1. Obviously, it does Surveil 2 when you first bring it out. And the Ichor Drinker has Lifelink, which also can be relevant because you can buff it up with the Maverick and stuff like that. And then it also gets for 1. So as long as it's cheap and can come back from the graveyard, I absolutely love that. We have Founding of the Third Path. This is why we're running Sultai and not Golgari. Founding of the Third Path does go really, really nicely. You can use Assemble the Team and with the Founding of the Third Path for free. Or you can actually just go for like a Cruel Somnophage or something like that, or the Serum Snare. Now this card is absolutely awesome because return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand, bunch of things that you could use, and then you get to proliferate. Proliferating is so wonderful because with the Insidious Roots, you do have +1/+1 counters on this. So Serum Snare allows you to put a bazillion counters after you proliferate and get all of your lands out here. So this is essentially the deck. Oh, one last one. I almost forgot about you. The Gixian Recycler. Whenever this card is put into your graveyard, you're going to conjure another card, and then you can unearth it for 2. And then again, just unearthing it for 2 is really, really good. I think it's a lot better than that fairy card. So I think this deck is actually a little bit better in Alchemy, just because it's a lot more consistent. You do have to assemble the team. You don't have to really worry about a lot of that things. So the only thing that you have to be a little more worried about is you have pain lands here. A lot of pain, A-Thran Portal, and all of these 2-colored lands can get a little nerve-wracking because you do have burn. So that's probably going to be our worst matchup. Just burn, just because, again, we're going to have to pay for our creatures here. But either way, this is the deck. We got the Alchemy Roots. I think the Insidious Roots is going to be working a little bit in Alchemy, but I guess we shall see. Consider joining the channel. That'd help me out as a content creator. Get ready to subscribe if you have not already. And without further ado, let's get ready to vanquish some enemies. Age-Lows, how we doing here? Okay, let's go ahead and keep this looking pretty good. I mean, the only thing that can be better is we have the Insidious Roots, but this is okay. Got turn 1 Maverick, kind of set up our draws, see if we can get into the Insidious Roots, but once you have the Insidious Roots out with the Tyvar, it's pretty much lights out. So I'd like to go for the Darkslick Shores, but we're going to have to get some green sources going for our buddy Maverick here. Alright, so definitely want to get the Recycler into the graveyard. We do get free stuff, another copy of the Recycler, which is of course nice. I think we'll keep a land. Man, you know what? We already got 3. I think we'll bin it. I think we'll bin the land here. I think we got to be a little bit more picky. We're definitely just looking the quickest path to Insidious Roots. So let's see what we got here. Of course, with the Assemble the Team, we can kind of go for that. Virtue of Persistence, not really the end of the world. We do want cheap things into the graveyard with the Maverick, so it doesn't really hurt us that much. Darkslick Shores. I think our move here is going in for Founding of the Third Path, and then we get a free dumping of the hand here. So let's do this. And Cruel Somnophage is going to let us mill for free, and that's the reason why I do like the Sultai version here. So Founding of the Third Path is going to be, I think in my opinion, quite worthy to run. Phyrexian Flesh Gorger, don't love that. There's our Insidious Roots. Okay, so there's our Insidious Roots. Let's go ahead and get a little bit of mill action going on. We do have the Serum Snare, which is actually really, really nice versus just really anything. But I think it sucks, but I think we're just going to have to get the Insidious Roots down. Let's just do this. We do pay to life, which has to be a little nerve-wracking. But that's okay. Now we're going to go in for the Ichor Drinker with the Insidious Roots, and now we're going to get the plant fun started. Okay, here we go. Alright, obviously this Flesh Gorger is a little scary, but we do have the Founding of the Third Path, which will let us do something. So the Shelly is definitely a problem. I'm just trying to think here on what I want to do. Do I want to go for the... okay, so assemble the team. It's kind of nice. So... do we want to go for the Serum Snare? We do have the option to proliferate, which is kind of nice later in the game, but I think as of right now, I'm just going to say no. We're just going to go ahead and just bounce this. Man, actually, I don't know if I even want to do this, because then we can't go for Tyvar. I think I'm going to have to say no. Let's just decline. Yeah, I think so. I think we're just going to have to decline that. All right, so let's go in for Tyvar. As long as we have Tyvar out, we can get some crazy stuff going. Down to 12 life, so I don't think we're in that much trouble here.
We'll talk about this fight for your story's not finished yet.
Your story's not finished yet. Well, I like the sound of that. I guess we'll go ahead and go for the Cruel Somnophage. Get some more Insidious Roots action down. And now, as long as we have Insidious Roots and Tyvar, the fun is just beginning. So let's go in for... let's do this. Let's do this. Ichor Drinker. I do want some sort of board up here, because this Cruel Somnophage is going to get smaller and smaller. So let's do this, and I think I'm okay. Down to 10. 10 should be okay to just kind of survive. So let's do this. Let's put this on the Somnophage, sure. And now we're going to do at least one more with the Recycler. I think this is okay. The only problem with the Recycler is it does come back, so maybe we just go for the Maverick. How big and crazy do we want this board to be before we have to start worrying about the back end and the swings? I think we can probably afford to go for one more Recycler. We do lose a little bit of the board essence this way because we're tapping 2, and the Recycler has to come back. So this is purely just posturing. And let's do this and put this on the Somnophage. And we get one more Insidious Roots, and this Recycler is just kind of hanging out. It's just hanging out, so we can't really do a whole lot with the Recycler. Yeah, just pass, whatever. Okay. I think that's okay. 10 life. We definitely have at least 2 blockers to block. And we do have the Incubator, which is kind of worth noting. If they do go in for this, this thing's not that big of a deal. We can kind of handle that. The Shelly and the Phyrexian Flesh Gorger are the problems here. So I'm going to use the Incubator tokens. We want to make sure that we are as efficient as possible. So if they do swing in, we have the Incubator tokens to kind of offset stuff, but it is a little slow. But this is what we have. We got the plants. I think we're looking, all things considered, I think we're looking pretty okay. Next turn, we're going to put an absolute beatdown on them. So are they going to... is this it? Okay, wow, they don't even swing in, which is actually pretty amazing. I'm definitely going to let them draw. I'm down to 10 life, especially with Shelly just kind of popping us. I don't think I really want to deal with this. So have opponent targeting card. Yeah, let's just lose... no, let's have them draw, excuse me. I know they get to gain some with Shelly here, which is not amazing. But now let's at least do this. Get a little bit of Incubator going. Draw. Insidious Roots again. Okay. Let's do... oh, man, we're going to have to do a little bit of math. I don't want to do math. You have to use my head. If I go for Insidious Roots... can we swing for Leaf? I don't think so, right? I think that's just too crazy. There's a lot to think about with this deck. Either way, I do want the Insidious Roots down. So let's just do this. Worst case scenario, we can kind of unblock or untap with the Tyvar. So if I go for a Recycler here... okay, let me do some math here. So if I do this in Insidious Roots... so that's 8, 7, 6, 5. I think we're going to commit to not doing it. We're going to commit to not doing it, and let's go for the Ascendable team instead. So here's the Serum Snare. This is why I love the Serum Snare. We do get to proliferate this way. So let's go ahead and do that. And maybe we just get rid of the Shelly altogether, because now we might actually have a shot at this. Let's untap you. Serum Snare. Serum Snare the Flesh Gorger. I think we're just going to go for it. So power, yep. And then we do get to proliferate this way. Yep. 3 or less, so we do get to proliferate. Boom. And... oh, no. Oh, that sucks. That sucks so bad. The auto tapper has me tap the plant. So you got to be a little bit mindful of that. That really does suck a lot. But, see, that could matter. That actually might matter a lot. It had me tap that one. I can't even remember. I can't even see. So if I swing in with all of this stuff here, they have to at least, that's 18. That's enough for lethal. So if they just block this, that's 3, 10, 18. That's not enough. Yeah, so that really sucks. Whoa, that's brutal. I think we're just gonna have to do some like weird like hedging of bets here. Dang, that sucks. That sucks so bad. I gotta put that on me though. I definitely was not aware. A lot of times the auto tapper does not want us to pay life, so I guess that makes sense. I understand. Down to 12. Hopefully, we still have enough blockers here. I think this is, well, this is a 0-0, so I think it's, let's just do this. I guess that's still better off doing that. Yeah, in turn. Down to 5 life, though. That, I don't think it's going to matter. We're going to lose 2 on the Shelly. Flesh Gorger is pretty much irrelevant here, but I thought we were cooking with that Serum Snare. Another Flesh Gorger? That should be fine. If that's the only thing they can really do here, and draw with this, I think we were absolutely fine. So, whew, okay. Ends up, my little misclicky type thing there is not going to end up hurting us. Thank goodness. Alright, let's definitely going to draw. Let's make sure that we're not going to misclick here. Gain 2 life. And now look at this board presence here. I think it's pretty much all but over. Let's go ahead and just activate this to get a little bit more onto the battlefield. Assemble the team. Alrighty, here. We do lose the 2 life. We could assemble the team here, but I think we're looking good. I'm just going to take Tyvar. Let's go for the -2 and get the Insidious Roots. And this is absolutely nuts. Alright, I think we should only have the Ichor Drinker to really take from, so let's go ahead and do that. And of course, with double the Insidious Roots, look at this board, and they just know. That's a good game. Jagger Smith, how we doing here? Let's go ahead and keep this. Looks like it's an okay hand. I mean, you could make a case to mulligan this away, but I think we'll go ahead and roll with it. We do have the Ichor Drinker, which comes in handy. Let's go ahead and drop you, my friend. Of course, having all the pain lands, not really that... It's not great, especially in a meta where aggro is so dominant and prominent, but it is what it is. So with the Ichor Drinker, we could just chump block here and then just kind of, you know, set it up because we don't really mind it. And I think we're going to do this. Let's go ahead and let's make them commit to buffing this up to a 2-2 because we don't really mind. Like, we don't really mind. We kind of want stuff in the graveyard so that we can go in for our other stuff here. So, Hopeless Nightmare. I think I'm just going to ditch, maybe a Portal. We don't have a lot of black sources here, so maybe I do keep the Portal. I really don't like the Portal in this kind of like aggro-y type of environment, but I don't think we really have too much of a choice here, so. I'm going to go for Assemble the Team, and hopefully we can find a... Let's find an Insidious Roots. So typically, that's just what I want to find most of the time. So yeah, we get an Insidious Roots. You could make a case to go for another Ichor Drinker, but I think we'll be okay with the Insidious Roots. We pretty much need the Insidious Roots to really like pop off, so... Alright, Flesh Gorger, don't really love seeing that. That is pretty scary, but I think we're doing okay. We're doing the best we can. Another Drinker. Drinker is like a really, really nice card, especially with the deck. You need those cheap abilities. So I'm going to go for black, and then we're going to go for Insidious Roots, which, oh, good lord, that's a lot of pain. That's a lot of pain. And then we're going to go for the Ichor Drinker just to kind of get our roots up, or maybe should I go for this? Let's do this. Let's do this, just so we have the lifelink. I guess we can kind of chump block, and then next turn, we can kind of decide if we want to go for Tyvar, or do we want to go for double Drinkers out of the graveyard to get the roots up? It's close. Hopefully I do top deck into a land. Alright. Yeah, I think we're just going to chump block here. Take 3 from the Flesh Gorger. It is what it is. Go up from a little bit of lifelink, and we're going to have to prepare some sort of scary board here. Preacher is actually not that terrible for us. We can kind of deal with the Preacher here. So now I gotta think what I want to do. I think the only answer is to really go for Tyvar. And again, these pain lands are pretty brutal. But if we go for Tyvar and the Ichor Drinker from the graveyard, I think that's an okay move. Yeah, down to 7. And we're gonna lose another one for the Ichor Drinker, but we have to do it.
Whoever slays the most Phyrexians wins. Never give up.
Okay.
We can win.
We can win. I guess we'll just take the Maverick. We do get to Surveil this way. So might as well do this. And now we do get the Insidious Roots to go off. And I think we're going to keep this. This is land that's not pain. So I think we're actually going to keep this. Ichor Drinker. Well, so now that we have the Insidious Roots and the Tyvar out, now the fun is really beginning. So I think we're just going to... Man, we have to keep things on the battlefield, though. Let's do this. I know it sucks to go down to 6, but as long as we have this kind of little combination here, that is what I want to be doing. All right, so now I can go for the Recycler... Or I can just kind of keep the board up here. Again, looking a little rough, but I think this is the move. If we can maybe survive one more turn... I mean, we have 6 life, so it's not beyond the pale. let's see what they want to do here. Obviously, we do have these incubator tokens. If they do have like a lot of removal, we can just kind of incubate the tokens and take it from there. But I don't really want to incubate the tokens with the lifelink stuff going on here. So if they go for Evolve Sleeper, let's kind of do a mental tally here. If they go for Evolve Sleeper, they can go up to a 3/3. Don't think that's that bad. Let's pass the blockers. Block here? Like, it's not great, but I can't take any more damage. So we take 3. If they want to commit to the Evolve Sleeper, that's fine. I don't think I really mind that too much. They have some sort of removal. I mean, the Maverick also can come back. So, okay, that's what they're going to be doing. And before they die, I definitely want to incubate something here. Just kind of get the mana value out of them. So, pass the damage. Before they pass the damage, let's go ahead and do this. Because we do have mana sources with these. So, yeah, might as well get the incubator tokens out here. And we take 3 down to 3. We go. And then we got the Rubblebelt Maverick here. I wish I did have an untapped or an unpain source for green, but we still have it with this. So, I'm just trying to think of how I want to play this out. I think we're still looking relatively okay. I say relatively because I'm not exactly sure. But I don't, because it's nice about the Phyrexian tokens that they do have this. So I think what I want to do, it's close. I don't really want to untap. Okay, we at least have Tyvar to do this at least one time. So let's do this first. Let's just do this. All right. Tyvar can untap. Worst case scenario, we can just untap this. Or actually, I could swing in with the plant. Okay, what's nice about the Recyclers is they do alleviate us from the pain, just because it is colorless mana, which is really, really nice. If I do this... Maybe we just do this. Let's just swing in and take Tyvar and untap. Yeah, like I said, there's a lot to like go into this deck here. So down to 20, taking Tyvar, untap.
I believe in you, friend.
I believe you. I'm glad you believe in me, Tyvar, because I'm a little shaky right now. All right, I think we have an okay board here. I mean, if they do block with the Recyclers, we do unearth these, and then our tokens are gonna go nuts. So with the Recycler, that is gonna be kind of what I wanted to have in the back of my mind. I'm definitely blocking. We're doing as much as we can to. Oh, they're swinging. Okay, all out swinging. Okay. I'm definitely gonna have to get rid of this Flesh Gorger, like no matter what's going on here. So. Yep, let's go ahead and block. I am going to be blocking you. I think we may want to just double trade here. Down to 3 life, huh? I want to keep the plants. Let's undo this. Undo them all. Hold on. Blah, blah, blah. I know this is terrible for content. I do apologize. Let's do this. It doesn't feel great, but this Preacher of the Schism, we're going to have to just deal with it. I think with the Preacher, we can just kind of deal with this a little bit better. It does have Death Touch, yeah, we're just chump blocking it straight up, which obviously feels terrible. So go for the throat. Let's go ahead and just do the incubator thing. Might as well get the mana value out of them. I think they may have been in their best interest to do this before combat. Just kind of, well, I guess maybe not. It's kind of the same difference, I suppose. Evolve Sleeper goes up to a 2/2. I think overall this is fine-ish, only because these Recyclers are going to go to the graveyard, and now we have, what, 4 Recyclers into the graveyard? And this, in my opinion, is where we really, really shine with the Recyclers in Alchemy versus Standard here. All right, if I want to use Tyvar, they no longer have their abilities, but let's just get the fun going. We got the Recycler, boom, Recycler, and because with Tyvar, they're all going to have whatchamacallit, they're all going to have not haste because they can't swing. But we can still do this. All right. I think, we're going to have to bite the bullet, I think, honestly, and then just start paying life. Because, I mean, the only thing I'm nervous about is a Hopeless Nightmare, but I think we might have to just risk it to get the biscuit. Let's do this one more time. Yeah, this is nerve-wracking. I'm obviously going to have to swing in here. Keep one Recycler on at bay, and I think we're going to take Tyvar and untap the bigger one here.
You've got this.
And then we'll drop this because we don't have to pay. Okay. You know what? I thought that was in my hand kind of after the fact, which kind of made absolutely no sense. But either way, I think we have a relatively okay board here. Again, we're just kind of playing around the Hopeless Nightmare. That was kind of silly to do that after the fact, but I wanted to build up another board. I think this is one of those decks where it's like just so wonky. I think we're playing, at least not terribly, maybe not 100% optimally. It definitely was a little funky there, but at least not terrible. And if we're not playing terribly, I think we might have a shot here. So again, I know it seems weird. I think I'm just going to chump block. I don't really want to over commit to the Preacher just so that I can go for the throat. I think we're okay with chump blocking. We're just going to have to deal with it. Hopefully no, like, oh, the One Ring. Okay, well, that is definitely a problem. Got the Rubblebelt Maverick now. I actually am going to have to go in for the Rubblebelt Maverick before we go for Tyvar, because we might whiff with Tyvar, and that's pretty bad. So let's just go for the Rubblebelt Maverick here. See if we got something. We do have a Diminished Returner. The Diminished Returner actually doesn't get hit with the Tyvar because it's a mana value cost of 3, so that is unfortunate. But I don't think we really have much else of a choice. I think we're just gonna go for it. Just fingers crossed that we don't whiff. And there we go. So let's get the Cruel Somnophage. Of course, we get another Insidious Roots thing, and got the Recycler. But again, now that they have protection with the One Ring, I think it's pretty okay to just do this. We could go for the Diminished Returner. Sure, let's just pass, I guess. Alright, I just gotta pray. I mean, even a Shelly wouldn't be that bad. Shelly wouldn't be too bad. I think the only thing that we really don't want to see is a Hopeless Nightmare. Or just anything that really, like, deals damage. I mean, we've got 3 life. The Hopeless Nightmare would be a nightmare if we tapped into some of our pain here. Got the Diminished Returner. I love this card, too. Again, another Alchemy card that really helps out the cause. But hopefully I don't see another One Ring. I don't know. Again, we're just kind of, not to quote Bon Jovi, but we're kind of just living on a prayer here. Gix's Command. Okay, destroy each power with 2 or less. So if we go in for this, let's do this. And we at least keep what? We have at least 3 creatures here. At least 3 creatures. So this has lifelink. They both have lifelink now. But they still don't want to, I don't think they really want to swing here, right? Let me just think. I obviously have to block, but I'm thinking on the back end. I think we might just have this. So if I just, like, you know, whatever. Block. If I just chump block this, right? They go up to 15. That's 11. That's 16. That's 19. We have the Recyclers, and we're going to get bigger. So let's just awkwardly chump block here. Sure. This might be a little bit of a weird way to do it. And we also have another Insidious Roots. I don't really want to do that, though. So I think we're just going to gun for it. I think we are officially just gunning for it. And I am going to use these pain lands here. So let's do this. Recycler. And all these plant tokens are going to get bigger. And now we got these Recyclers. Yeah, we're going for it. We are absolutely going for it. These are not going to be able to swing. I think we're going to take this. So Recycler, get bigger. Maybe I should... Oh, gosh, this is actually really silly. I should be going for the Insidious Roots this whole time. This whole deck is just like... It is pretty hard to play. I'm not going to lie. It is a little bit challenging here. But let's go for the Rubblebelt Maverick. And I guess we'll put it on the Somnophage, considering that it is getting smaller the more that we do this. Yeah, and I should have been doing this the whole time. It is what it is, and it ain't what it isn't. But we're going to go ahead and swing in here. Do we do 18 damage? I think they're going to have to chump block this. They're taking 8, 11... 15, blah, 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 something. Does not matter. We get the job done. What an uncomfortable, weird win, but I think we kind of pulled off the Insidious Roots. Olsen Ice, how we doing here? Let's go ahead and keep this. Looking like a pretty good curve. Obviously, the founding of the third path. No blue in our opening hand. That's okay. We get, worst case scenario, we just assemble the team. We're looking to assemble the Insidious Roots anyway. So, would be really nice. Founding of the third path. So, let's see if we can find it. This is great. This is wonderful. Let's get the Diminished Returner into the graveyard, and then we'll have a blue source for Founding of the Third Path, and then we can cast Assemble the Team for free, find our roots. Oh, this is... Chef's Kiss. This is beautiful. All right, let's see what we got here. Obviously, the Diminished Returner, this card is one of those... I mean, it was been in the back of my head for a long time, but I think with this deck, it finally found its home. Let's go ahead and drop this Founding of the Third Path. Let's go ahead and find our third path here. Let's find our third land here. So we're going to be able to cast the Assemble the Team for absolutely free. And this is why I love the Alchemy version of this deck. It makes it so much more consistent. Okay, we just got an Insidious Roots. Only one, but usually there's like 2 or 3. So let's go ahead and grab our Insidious Roots. 1 is the same thing as 2, and we are looking good. So now we got to make a decision. It is less mana efficient to go for Insidious Roots. But I think ultimately you want to have the Insidious Roots out before the Tyvar. It does kind of hurt me as a Magic player because it's not mana efficient, but ultimately I just still think it's the best move. So let's go ahead and mill ourselves out here. Yeah, nothing too crazy in the graveyard. So we could go for a Tyvar immediately, but it's better just to get the roots out. It really, really is. So let's go ahead and drop you just so we can take a little less pain. We'll get all basic land out here. Yep, let's just go for the Insidious Roots, and then next turn we can go for the Tyvar. And I'm actually not going to attack. If they want to swing in, and then we just take the Rubblebelt Maverick, and then exile it for 1 green source. Pretty gosh darn good. Fiery Inscription. Okay, here's what the scary thing is about this deck. All of our lands are kind of giving us pain, so that's a little bit rough. All right, let's do this. We do have the Recycler now. All right, so we want to go for the Assemble the Team. I actually don't think so. I think it's probably just better to get the Tyvar down. Yeah, we're just gonna decline that. We already have our combo pieces. Like, we really don't need to assemble anything. We got Tyvar, we got everything. I think we're looking okay. So let's drop EU, and then we'll go for Tyvar and then the Rubblebelt Maverick. That feels pretty good. And yeah, it doesn't really matter. We're gonna be paying 1 for the screen source anyway. So let's go for Tyvar, and we got the Rubblebelt Maverick in the graveyard. So let's do this.
Let's make it a fight to your story's not finished.
Your story is not finished yet. I want to keep the Ichor Drinker and the Rubblebelt Maverick in the graveyard because they can do things from beyond. So let's go for the Serum Snare here. And now we got the roots going early and often, and it feels great. So now we got the Tyvar. Everything has haste. So let's just start off with the Ichor Drinker. Don't think it really matters that much. And again, as long as you have the roots and the Tyvar here, you're looking absolutely phenomenal. And let's do this. Let's put it on the Serum Snare because this thing actually is getting smaller as we remove stuff from our graveyard. So I think I kind of like that too. And we can kind of hold off on Diminished Returner. Yeah, let's go ahead and just do that. We can go for the Diminished Returner. Recycler. Yeah, I think we're fine. We're fine to do that. All right, so they're going to put a whopping... They're going to put a pretty big whopping on us here. Yeah, Questing Druid and this Fiery Inscription is going to pepper us literally every single turn. But, yeah. I think we'll be okay. When I say I think I'll be okay, I'm hoping I'll be okay. So, Rageous Firebrand, they're going to go ahead and hit the Tyvar. I actually think it's fine. Let's go ahead and do this while we still have the I don't want to call it haste because we can't swing in with these things, but yeah, let's go ahead and do this. Alright, Insidious Roots goes off 1 more time, and we get the Diminished Returner. I couldn't do this when Tyvar leaves, so that's why I do this now. You know what? And if they're tapped out, are they tapped out? I might chump block here. Actually, yeah, I think chump blocking is actually looking pretty good. I mean, I have 12 life, so this is pretty... Yeah. Yeah, we'll chump block here. I think we'll actually do the Serum Snare because the plants can get bigger. The Serum Snare is just kind of chilling here awkwardly. So, yeah, I think we are. Yeah, for sure going to chump block here. No trample, no monstrous rage. So, looking pretty good. I would have been a lot more nervous if they swung in with the mountain. All right, assemble the team. You know, I think there's really no harm in assembling team. I'm trying to think, I don't think we have lethal here, right? This would be 7, 9, 10, 13. Let's assemble the team. We don't have to pay for anything with our basics here. I think this is okay. And I have the Assassin's Trophy. Absolutely love the Assassin's Trophy. I think we're probably just going to go for Assassin's Trophy. Yeah, let's go. Let's hit the Assassin's Trophy. We might just want to hit this Fire Inscription now, just because this thing's burning us to death, and it's very, very annoying. So let's do something a little funky. Let's do this, because we don't have to take the Pain Lance for this. Let's get the Incubator going. And I'm going to Assassin's Trophy probably this Fiery Inscription, because I'm tired of getting burned to death. Swing, 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 swing. Maybe leave like 2 back, I guess. Just so they don't kind of blitz us out of absolutely nowhere. I think this is okay. Alright. Maybe that was a little too aggressive. I don't think we had lethal no matter what we did. Maybe that was a little too aggressive. So let's do this. I think this is going to prove a little bit more fruitful so if we have a blocker. So let's do this. And I guess we'll do you. for green. Assassin's Trophy, maybe the Questing Druid? Or the Fiery Inscription. I don't know, it's honestly close. Or maybe we just cancel it all? I think I swung with at least one too many creatures. That might have been my downfall here. If they have a Monstrous Rage, I'm going to cry. Let's just do the... Oh, let's do this. If they have a Monstrous Rage and they just pump this thing up, it's going to get rough. There's a shock. All right. Yeah. I think we misplayed. We kind of save ourselves from the burn. I think the game's 50-50 right now. I think it's 50-50. If they get rid of this token, we just yeah, Lightning Strike. If they have Monstrous Rage, it's definitely over. So I'm just trying to think, do they have, oh, if they just have 3 burn spells, I think they just take it. No way! Oh my god. Well, it didn't really matter how many I did or didn't swing in for. So, burn just burns us. That sucks. Diaz, how we doing here? Looking good. As long as you've got Insidious Roots, you kind of need that to, you know, get your roots in. But we're returning to our roots with Alchemy. Of course I love it. I don't want to say it's my roots. I mean, I guess it's not like the OG thing, but I've always been an Alchemy stan, so feels good. Feels good. Let's go ahead and do this, and we'll gladly pay the 1 for the Maverick. Of course, this kind of doesn't help versus Burn, but hopefully we're not playing Burn, and this is what I love about this. Let's go and get that Recycler down, and we get two in there. Let's go and do that, and I think I am going to keep the Swamp. I don't know what we're playing. Obviously, Burn is very popular, obviously in Standard and Alchemy, so, yep. So I see Mountain, and I'm already glad that I went for the Swamp here, just because that does give us land that is not going to hurt us. Yeah, you know what? We do need this in the graveyard eventually, but I am going to wait until potentially maybe they buff this thing up. So let's go ahead and do this and just get down the Insidious Roots, and then we'll be okay. So we definitely want the Maverick in the graveyard, just so that it, just because it's just cheap. Anything that is like cheap and comes out, so the Recyclers and the Returner both cost 2, which is nice. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and try and block. If they've got the Monstrous Rage, we just cry. We just cry. I think we just cry. Don't make me cry. Have you ever played a game where they didn't have Monstrous Rage in their opening? I don't think so. I don't think it's ever happened once. All right, let's see what we got here. Oof, it's going to be rough. So if I go for double roots, I go for the Rubblebelt Maverick. It's hard, because the Rubblebelt Maverick, I do have to put the counter on a creature. I could actually put it on their own Swift Sphere. If I go for roots, I don't have enough land to do that, so I think the only option is just go for the Recycler here. And this doesn't go away, unfortunately, so I'm going to have to go for the Maverick on you. And then we're just going to swing it. Yeah, we just have to build up some sort of board here. We swing in because it's going to unearth anyway, go away, but yeah. Oof. Okay, at least we have a somewhat of a board here. I mean, next turn we can go for Insidious Roots, number 2, and then go for a Recycler. But this is going to be hard. There's no way around it. I mean, it's mono red, so. This is Monstrous Rage, man. What a card. What a card. Not a fan. Not a fan. But it is what it is. Stay positive. Down to 10 life. I think we're just going to have to commit to blocking at least something here. If they have another Monstrous Rage and a Shock or whatever, I think we just have to accept it. Hopefully we don't get slow rolled here. Like, if you have it, it's fine. But, like, I hope you kind of play quicker. You are mono red, after all. Rally at the what is it, Hornburg. I think that's okay. I mean, again, if it's just gonna come down to if they have a Monstrous Rage or not. So let's just do it. Let's just do the thing. Man, if they pump this up, I'm gonna have to commit to it. We only have 10 life. Oh, okay. So no Monstrous Rage number 2, which is absolutely amazing. Thank God. But now they can just kind of keep burning us, which is unfortunate. We do have the Ichor Drinker, which can kind of help out. Maybe we do this. I don't want to take any more pain, but I do need blockers. So if I do this, Ichor Drinker can kind of give us lifelink, but I don't really want to hurt the board. So I think we're going to have to at least take 1 here. All right, and 2 Insidious Roots now. We're going to have a hard time with the actual burning aspect of this. I think I'm going to swing. Gosh dang, it really sucks. But if they already didn't have a Monstrous Rage, I think they might just be stuck on actual creatures, and we're just going to have to play into that. So I'm actually not going to play the Ichor Drinker. Or maybe I have to. If they have double burn spells, like 2... Oh, man, this is hard. We're paying a life to maybe get a life back on the lifelink, so I think we have to just say no. 2, 3, 1, 2. Yeah. I think the only plan, we could go for the Cruel Somnophage and mill ourselves, and just kind of try and finish off the board here. But Ren's Resolve, not the worst thing. Melt Through is pretty bad. See, 2 more land sources here. Obviously, one being the Melt Through. I think we are going to have to chump block the Swift Spear, most likely. But let's see if they go for the Swift Spear. I mean, this has Trample, too. So, I mean, if we're just double blocking, if they go for the Melt Through, that's 4. They have to have another one, because why would they not just melt through this? So that would be 4. I think, especially if they do have another Monstrous Rage, I still think this is better, because the 2 toughness kind of offsets it a little bit. Got 5 life. And we do have Lethal on the back end, presumably, if we get a little lucky with the Somnophage, but I don't really see what else we can do here. Lightning Strike, and we're down to 1. Wow. Wow. Mono red. Wow. ATX Rax, Atraxa. It's basically Atraxa. How you doing here? All right. Looking good. Got an opening and Insidious Roots in our opening hand, so don't think it can be that bad. So, Pirate. A pirate is the life for me. Okay, Siren. All right. So I guess we're gonna go ahead and try and speed things up. Let's go for the Maverick here. We do have the Serum Snare. Man, I really like this card in this deck here. So, that's a lot of land. I think we're just gonna bend all of that. We don't need that stuff. So, obviously, I mean, Pirates are actually pretty gosh darn good in Alchemy, in my opinion. I think they're like very good, but they're kind of underplayed. But I think it might even be my favorite deck here in the realm of Alchemy. So they're gonna go for the Oaken Siren. I think this is okay. Assemble the Team would be kind of nice if we didn't have the Insidious Roots in our opening hand. But let's just go ahead and let's swing in here. If they block, that's absolutely fine because we kind of want it into the graveyard. So let's just go for the Insidious Roots and we're looking okay. Yep. I think this is fine. So what are they going to try and do here? Artifact spell or an ability of an artifact? Yeah, it's pretty good. Goblin Tomb Raider, so yeah, they're looking pretty fast, and a lot of their stuff's flying, which is a little bit not great. And a Bonehorde Drakazor, and they've been that, so that makes me feel a little bit better. But down to 13 does not make me feel that much better. And maybe I should have just kept the Maverick on the. I didn't know they were gonna have a Tomb Raider hasty boy, so I don't think I can really beat myself up too much for that. So I think the only play here is to go for the Ichor Drinker. We don't really have anything that we can kind of play from the graveyard, so I think I'm going to go for the Assemble the Team. Gotta be a little bit nervous about our life total here. So 11, and I'm just trying to think. I wanted to get a Tyvar, and I don't see a Tyvar. That is pretty rough. No Tyvar? I guess we could go for a Serum Snare. I mean, Insidious Roots is only as good as the things we have in our graveyard. So I think we're just going to have to go for the Serum Snare. I don't really want to, though. Maybe we go in for something that can kind of, like, mill ourselves. I think we're going to have to find a way to mill ourselves. So maybe we just go for the Somnophage. And then pass. Yeah, I mean, with the Insidious Roots, we have to find something in our graveyard. So now we got a Serum Snare, Roaming Throne. Oh my god. Okie dokie. Well, yeah, this is actually really easy. Let's double block this. We get the things into the graveyard. This is exactly what we needed. Oh my gosh. Thank God. So now we actually did not even need to go for the Cruel Somnophage. We could have just gone in for another Serum Snare. So now what's the play here? Let's go in. We got the Insidious Roots going. I think this is pretty obvious. Yeah, we're actually looking okay. I'm a little bit nervous about the life total. That's kind of what I'm nervous about here, though. So we do this. Go for the Rubblebelt. Boom. Get another Insidious Roots. And then we got the Serum Snare. Not bad. Not bad. Not great, but not bad either. Do this on maybe the Siren. Yeah, I think this is okay. I'll pass turn. I don't really love that they're holding blue. I guess they could have like a counter spell. So if they counter my Serum Snare, that's actually pretty gross. Let's wait for them to attack, especially with the Roaming Throne. If I get a Proliferate off the Serum Snare, we actually have a 4-3 here this way, but, you know, let's not count our... okay. Before they go into attack, I think it's probably better just to Serum Snare now. Because with the breaches, yeah, let's do this. Let's just do this now. And then proliferate. So now they're not going to be able to attack with the roaming throw, because with the breaches, if we even let them swing in with this on the battlefield, they're going to be able to have unblockable. I don't love this in the air. Let's maybe assemble the team here. Tyvar. Of course we love Tyvar. I think that's going to be the only move we have. We could go for the Serum Snare. Yeah, we actually don't even have the option there. So I think the only option we have is really to go for Tyvar. And I don't really want to tap this plant token despite being down on the life totals here. So let's do this, and I guess we'll call out black. And I don't want to do that. I want to take the life down to 3. We can do that, I guess. So, yeah. Down to 4. All right, I guess this is going to be our move here. Tyvar, fingers crossed.
I won't let you fall.
We whiffed? We just whiffed? Oh. That's terrible, isn't it? Wow. Oh, that's so bad. I think we just lost off that. No, yeah, okay. They just dropped the breaches. I guess I can use the plant. That's so bad. Oh my gosh, that is so disappointing. We're trying to storm off the Tyvar. Oh, that's just wickedly disappointing. We're gonna have to chump block. I think we're still alive for one more turn, because they're gonna make this so I can't block, which is fine for this turn. Oh, that's so disappointing. Token, can't block, which is fine. We can still incubate it with this. Dang, that is... God, this feels so bad. I cannot believe we whiffed. Oh, I can't believe we whiffed on that. Let's see. Is there any way we can kind of get out of here? I think with the flyers, it's going to be the biggest problem. I don't know if we can really explode that hard enough to get really on the board here. Another flyer to deal with. Another land. I think this is just wickedly unfortunate. Top deck into a land here. Let's just try and see if we can mill here. And, okay, we've got a Drinker and a Diminished Returner. Unfortunately, we just don't have the flyers to deal with this board. I think, ultimately, we're just going to have to scoop it up. I don't think I can really do anything here with these flyers. Yeah, we could just kind of do this a little bit for fun. I don't know. We'll just kind of play it out. Go for the Diminished Returner. Sure. I guess we're going to have to do this. Hold on. Black, Tyvar, ba-boom.
There's that second wind.
There's that second wind. Alright, let's just go for this. And like I said, yeah, I think it's just, yeah, it is what it is. With the flyers, with I don't think we could have really done anything with the Tyvar anyway. Let's go ahead and just clank them up. You know, it is what it is. The Pirates, at least they get the roaming throne and they get the double breaches, which is actually pretty cool. But as long as they're not too slow, I think I'll just kind of, yeah, you know what, I was going to do it, but I think they're just trying to have their Captain Storm. Let's just... Okay, that's fine. We'll let them swing in for the game here, but... Ultimately, a pretty cool deck here. We'll give them cheers to you. Nice little pirate deck with some artifacts here. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I actually have not really seen the Oaken Siren really be played out here, but yeah, let's go ahead and just let them finish them off here. And they do get the Captain Storm for the +1/+1s. They get 2 +1s with that. They're running artifacts. I mean, I definitely like the deck. Really cool. Unfortunately, we're just a little bit too slow with our little plants here. Even with the whip on the Tyvar, but yeah, we'll let them finish it out. But yeah, first strike, GG's.